Oh
EK.
no, I'm not putting names. I'm not putting names. I'm just
Well,
saying we watch it. We watch it in
okay.
4K out loud. You
So
feel me? And
I'm privy
everybody
to
gets upset
EK
out
doing. I'm
loud.
privy just for the people out there in the newsroom. I'm
They
privy
do
to
it out
EK.
loud.
When I'm just giving them a name for TikTok purposes so they
Okay.
can relate. EK is somebody that I'm privy of knowing who recently found herself in that situation. So yeah, EK, yeah, she's a big creator who found herself in that situation. So yeah, I totally understand that. Go ahead, Best Life.
And
Oh, go ahead and finish up, Money. My bad. Finish up,
oh yeah,
Money.
I'm planning my plan. I'm almost done, babes. It's like when those things happen, it's like those are the things. The only time we want to acknowledge colorism is when that we have lighter skinned people say things like that out loud, and everyone wants to be all upset and everything. But again, we know that that is actually, it's like the silent part out loud. We know there's a system in place where that if you are a certain type of phenotype and you have certain type of features and colors and things like that, you will be able to advance while doing things that is frowned upon when you put those same actions on a darker skinned person. That's me landing my plane.
Got you. Okay, Best Life. Go ahead.
Okay, all I'm saying is that I can also be unalive too because of my color. That's all I'm saying because I'm still a black woman. That's all I was saying. It could go both ways. And for
And we
Alexander,
know that that is
okay,
called
can I say what
racism.
I
Racism.
didn't say nothing. Can I talk? And for Alexander mentioned my mother, that just showed me how uneducated you is, and you can't stay in your lane and
Your
talk
mother.
without bringing up my dead mother when you said my mother, because I could have said yours back, but I didn't say that.
She didn't say a
That's,
derogatory beast life. She just was repeating what you said, honey.
no, but no, she said in your mother.
Right,
No,
because you
she
keep
was
mentioning that
repeating
your
what
mother
she
is
said,
black.
babe.
I
Don't
know,
do
but I didn't
that.
say it in a
Don't
bad.
do
I
that.
didn't say it in a
Because you were
bad way. But
tokenizing
And
she
she
your
did.
didn't
black
say it in
mother.
a bad
You
way
were
either.
tokenizing your black mother. That was what you were doing. You were tokenizing your black mother,
Okay,
and she
but I said
repeated
my
your own
mother is
terminology
black.
back to
But
you.
she said it in a
Okay,
Exactly.
and
different way.
Alex said
Okay,
the
I
Exactly.
same
just talked when
thing.
y'all were talking. Now I didn't.
Well,
I
not
was.
too much on
I
Alex.
I gave a respect. I
Okay,
gave
well,
you
keep giving it.
respect.
Thank you.
So
I
please give
disrespect her.
me
What did I
respect.
do to
And she
disrespect her?
I
respected
gave
her
you
too. That's what
respect.
I'm
So give
saying.
me
You're not gonna
respect.
put that out there like she did.
Yes,
She
we do.
disrespected her
I
sister.
mean,
She did
again,
not.
I'm
She's
trying
not
not to
talking
tone
anything. She
police,
need to go
and
away.
I'm
I
not
gave
trying
you
to police
respect.
anybody, but she does have a point of she did hear you all speak, and it is her turn to speak.
And for Miss Biz, I don't know what she came up here for, but
She
whatever.
said, hold on, best life. I wish I would let you talk. You said I was uneducated.
Will you let me? Yes,
You
because I
you
Can
said
you
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 don't
was
even
let
under
talking
can
you
to
you
her.
finish? Best Life, go
You
ahead.
could
you
not. You
you
could
don't
not
even understand
speak for what
colorism,
we
but
were
you saying that
saying.
I'm
And
uneducated. You
when
don't
I
even know what
said
words
my
mean.
mother, and you said, well, your mama, but I didn't mean to say it that way. I could have said, well, what the hell about your mama? But I didn't say that. But
Imagine
now I am.
imagine telling me
We're
And
that
for
I'm
not
not
Miss
tokenizing
educated.
Biz,
our
who coming up
parents,
here
ma'am. We're
saying
not
some.
tokenizing our parents, ma'am. You're upset because she brought up your mother. You brought your
No,
mother
I
up.
said
Okay,
she said my
let's not
mother.
get too deep into it. Can we let her finish what she was saying
But
and
I'm
clear
not gonna
out her
say
thoughts?
that because I said my mother was a black woman, and she was just like your mother is a black woman.
My
I'm
parents
about
That's
to get
black.
all I'm
Listen, it
disrespectful.
ain't
saying.
no. Now, hold on, Miss Best Life. Let me tell you something. You see me? It ain't no motherfucking confusion, baby. You don't need to worry about my parents, baby. It ain't not,
Both
ain't
of
damn
mine
bit of
is black,
confusion.
baby. Ain't none. I ain't got to worry about it. Both mine
Yes,
black.
they
All
know
the
it's
way
gonna be
through.
bad when they see me, baby. Trust and
Okay, no,
believe.
I've seen some black women that their fathers was black and their mothers were white, and they look just like some of y'all. You can't even tell.
But you
And
don't.
Good for
and
them.
as I'm a black woman, I don't care what you said, but I can be unalive too, just like y'all can. I'm
Okay.
just
Okay.
my color's just
Okay.
different. As far as
Okay.
Miss Biz coming up here saying whatever she said, which is non-relevant. And for
Non-relevant,
the
but I'm
therapist,
uneducated.
She,
You mean
but she
and for
don't
the
speak for
irrelevant?
everybody.
therapist,
It's not
she need to
relevant.
figure out who she want and who she love, and leave Rose alone. That's all I'm just gonna tell her about. That's what she need to
Okay.
do.
Anyway, Manny, can I
But the
respond,
way I
please? Cause
feel
she
about
addressed
it,
me.
Get that.
I
You got the
told
game
my
Why
fucked up.
y'all
You
story.
keep
got
why
the
y'all
game
I
keep
fucked
told the
up.
way
You got
I
the
saying
felt
game
as a
fucked
black
up.
I don't
woman.
You
believe
got the
you.
I
I'm
game
don't
just
fucked
need
up.
to
saying what
talk to
she's
no
saying.
You got the
I'm
therapist.
game
talking about
fucked
all
up.
the
I
You
things.
got
told
the
how I
game
felt.
fucked
I
up.
don't
I
need
want
to
them to
talk to
talk to
no
her while she
therapist. I
cares
told
like
how I
this.
felt
They will be
on Manny's
appalled.
live. And if y'all don't like it, all of you, it's irrelevant. I like all black women. I have
Shout out
nothing
to
bad to
Alex
say
for that
about a
grammar
black
lesson.
woman. So
Shout
if
out to
y'all
Alex
don't
for that
like it,
grammar
Correct,
that's
lesson.
just
Trina.
your
Correct.
opinion.
Correct,
I'm up
Trina.
here
You
speaking
learned
the
that
way I
quickly.
felt as a
So
black
you picked up
woman
that grammar
from
lesson
what the
quickly. Why
comments
couldn't
was
you
Ooh.
pick up the
said.
other lesson
So if
quickly?
y'all don't
So
like it,
as dark skinned
y'all can
women,
kiss
where
my
do
black
where, okay,
ass.
I got hold on, best life. So
I'm
as
finna
dark
come
skinned
down.
hold on, best life. I want you to stay for this one. As dark skinned women, how is it best I treat you when y'all won't let her finish?
I'm sorry. She's came up here twice and had
No, no,
anecdotal
no. Can you answer that
experiences.
question though? As dark skinned women, how do I treat you all when she cannot finish her thought?
She done finished her thought like 5 times up here.
No, she
Exactly.
didn't. No, she
Yes,
like we have witnessed and we're watching in real time. And I'm asking y'all a question like, how do I treat you all? Being that she did allow all of you all to speak, and y'all have not allowed her to even finish.
Be more specific, because I just got up here and I answered your
Okay,
question.
so let's let Best Life finish what she was saying, and then let's proceed. So Best Life, can you go ahead and try it again?
All I was saying was by me being a lightly complected black woman, there is a chance that I can be unalive also. And I've been in different situations, just like the darker women say they have. So they can't try to center themselves as saying that their life can be better than light skinned black women because they don't know what light skinned black women go through. Just like I don't know what dark skinned women black go through. So they can't say one is worse than the other because that's incorrect. I can't put myself in your shoes and you can't put yourself in my shoes because you don't know what I deal with. So if you want to put yourself in my shoes, I take off one and let you try them on and see if you like it, and I put my foot in yours. So don't try to say what I have dealt with is not as bad as what you deal with, because that's a damn lie.
Can I please speak? We've heard enough.
Go ahead, Alexandria.
And
Thank
I'm
you so
coming
much.
down and I'm not coming up no more because whatever y'all said now is irrelevant
Man,
until
we don't
you ready
care.
to
Can you
get
just
yourself
drop?
in
Please,
my
you just learned
shoes.
that word
Shout
30
out
And
to
you
seconds
Alex
ago.
black
for
Please
that
hurry
women,
grammar
up.
lesson, baby.
you black
Shout out to
women have a
Alex.
good day,
Now, how come
okay?
You
you
just
couldn't
learned
pick
that
up the
God
word.
color
Take
bless
care
lesson
of
your
right
day,
yourself.
okay?
See you
quickly?
later.
God bless you,
I
and I
Why
told
hope
God
you
your
couldn't
bless
you
you
pick
too.
up?
See you
why
situation
later.
get
why
The
you
better.
saying
color.
it like
I
I
hope
that?
your
asked the
Why you
color
saying it
situation get
like a
better.
question.
derogatory
Thank you,
term
Manny.
now?
God
It's
bless you.
Thank
derogatory when you
you.
want
Thank
to.
This
It's
is
you.
Why
in
couldn't you
this
pick
derogatory
up
in
that
now.
these
grammar
in
lesson
this.
quick?
It's
Why didn't
Thank
you
derogatory
you,
when
pick up
thank
the
you
you,
want to.
color?
Trina. Let me say this really quick, Manny. I'm gonna respond really quick, and I'm gonna let everybody else go. I think it's very interesting that somebody tells me that I'm uneducated, but they said non-relevant, and then it wasn't until I spoke up and said the word is irrelevant to where she started to understand that she's actually not equipped with the education she thought she had. So here's the thing. I know that you didn't go anywhere, Best, because you're obsessed with these kind of conversations because you like to center yourself and being a victim. But here's the beauty of all of this. I do give free education lessons to black people. So you can stick around, whether it be this live, Breaking's live, Diamond's live, or anybody else's live. Please don't bring your ass up here again and think you're going to check me about anything. When you want to say, dark skinned women are just being such big meanies to me, but you don't even know words like irrelevant. And then you want to try to say stuff like, oh, folks treating me bad because I'm light skinned. You really want me to believe that? This is the beauty of letting people talk longer than they're supposed to, is that you talked longer than you were supposed to, and what you did is you admitted that you're a colorist, or not even that you're a colorist, but you have a lot of colorist ideologies, because you wanted us to believe that dark skinned women treat you so bad, but you cut off a dark skinned woman earlier when they was talking. Then you said when I go out, people are just so mean to me. But then you also told me that I was uneducated, and I'm actually fairly one of the most educated dark skinned black women on this app. Have you ever considered that maybe people aren't mistreating you because you're light skinned, but because you're an asshole? Maybe let's unpack that, because a lot of y'all are not being mistreated because you're light. You're nasty to other women. You know, some days people mistreat Alex because I'm rude, okay? So I don't need you to sit up here and act like you just got it so tough because you light skinned. That ain't what it is. You're weird, and the word is irrelevant. Spell it out before you address my intellect next time. Thank you.
Okay,
And
let me
can
hear
I
from you private.
just,
Hold on, Money. Hold
go
on,
ahead.
Money. Go. Let me hear from you private.
Um, I wanted to speak to the comment that the YT lady had earlier.
Go
But
ahead.
then the conversation got derailed into colorism. So I first wanted to say to Miss Best Life, I think that she is missing with the point that they're making, because they're not saying that she wasn't bullied or she didn't have issues of her own. We all have issues. What they're saying is that they're experiencing a different type of discrimination based purely on the color of their skin or the deepness of their skin. And she's missing that part. She keeps saying, well, I was bullied too. I was bullied too. We get that. A lot of people get bullied. Light-skinned people get bullied. Teachers, dark-skinned people get bullied. But she's missing the point of what they're saying, which is they're treated disproportionately different based on the depth of their complexion in when it comes to beauty, when it comes to jobs. Okay. I also wanted to
Miss Jones. Oh, go ahead, me private.
I also wanted to speak to what the YT lady said, because I was so angry earlier when she was up here, when she was basically pleading, saying, you know, I don't know how you feel, and if you don't tell me, then we don't know and educate us. And I feel like that's more of the same, because you can read a book and you can read what we experienced, and then you can ask yourself, how would I feel if that was happening to me? And you might still not be able to put a finger on it, but you might be able to come close. You feel me? I don't have to be a man or a black man to understand that black men are disproportionately stopped by the police and pulled over. When a black man calls me on the phone and say, hey, they pulling me over, just stay on the phone with me. You know what I mean? I don't have to be a black man to know what he's experiencing. You see what I mean? To be able to say what, you know, they can experience PTSD. What I'm saying is this: if you have a history book and you read your history book and you look at what happened and you ask yourself, how would I feel if they were unaliving my babies? If they were dangling my husband from trees? If they were, you know, selling my sisters? And if they were not allowing me to learn how to read and educate myself, how would I feel? Right? Ask yourself that. Ask yourself that, and then you would know what we go through, because it frustrates me. It's not my job to educate you. It's not my job to bring you up to speed or to make you abreast of what's going on. And so I was upset with when she came, and I do understand everything everybody said, because I don't think it's our job. It's not my responsibility. Thank you, Manny.
You're welcome. So they had a question in the comments. They say, so were only dark skinned people hung?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying, during those days, right? Because what we're experiencing now, this is kind of a spin-off. It's just a diluted version of what we experienced way back then. They can't dangle us from trees. They can't make us work for free. So what they do is they lock us up at disproportionate rates, and then they make us work in the penal system. You see what I mean? And so it's pretty much a lot of the same. And she's acting ignorant, but she's not. All she has to do is the same books that I can read, because I wasn't alive during those days, but the same books that I can read, she can also read. The same things that I've walked myself through, the same movies that I've watched, she can also watch. It's called empathy. You don't have to be there to understand that it happened and it's real. And that's the point I was making. I'm sorry.
Okay, got you. Shauna, let me hear from you. Shauna? Noah? All right.
Shauna, please answer.
Let's take it back to Alexandra. Go ahead, Alexandra.
Thank you, Pooh. I just wanted to say, too, the question that was just asked, Manny, that you just said about, well, does that mean that light-skinned people wasn't LYNCH too? This is why, to the conversation earlier, why we don't need to be trying to educate other people that are more privileged than us, because we can't even educate ourselves. How do y'all pick apart a conversation of colorism and try to make us synonymous to us being strange fruit? How do you conflate the two? The math is not even mathing at this point, and this is why, no offense, a lot of people deem us as the most ignorant race of people on the face of the earth. Because how do you try to conflate those two? That doesn't make any sense. We quite literally understand that people of lighter complexions were also strange fruit on the trees. But the conversation is of colorism. Can we please, as a community, at least give ourselves a little more credit when it comes to educating ourselves? Why do we keep embarrassing ourselves? We too intelligent for the way we show up. It's embarrassing at this point.
All right, Moni, let me hear from you.
Well, pretty much same thing Alex was getting into. Like,
Cosmic, please go to hell and go take care of your baby. Don't address me. I'm not condescending. Me being intelligent doesn't mean I'm being condescending. This is how I talk. I know y'all used to Bama behavior all day on this app, but I'm really not being condescending. I genuinely talk like this. And I'm also at work. Am I supposed to start screaming at the top of my lungs and lose my job so I
No,
can be crowdfunding the bills?
no, ma'am, don't do that. Go ahead, Miss Benita.
Okay, I'm gonna try not to be long-winded. I'm not gonna yell. What we kind of witnessed here was colorism in real time, depending on how you look at it. And for what Best Life, what she's not getting is that when it comes to colorism, it's the lighter skinned black people that are exacting that on the darker skinned black people. I think that's the key part of colorism that she's not connecting the dots with. And I think had she took more time to listen and learn, she would have got a lot more out of this exchange. But the thing I hate most is fuck it, cancel me. I ain't nobody to cancel. It's almost like a light skin lash that's coming back at us. We getting everybody to understand what colorism is, and when some light skin, especially older light skinned women my age, learn about colorism, they want to hop on here and lash out and say, well, I was picked on because I was too light, or I got bullied because I was too light. The dark girls always pulled my hair and thought I was cute. Just as we are all collectively working to tear down racism, and white people are fighting to understand, and we have people who have the patience to break it down and make them understand, we also need, when we throw out, when new terms are introduced to you like colorism, take the time, ask somebody for the meaning, or Google, and ask questions if you don't know. Because right now, especially on this app, it's a whole bunch of light skin lashes going out. And if you, what's her name? Alexandra was making a point, and I don't know if anybody knows, but back in the day, I have a cousin who graduated in 2014 from college, or 2015 from college. And at that time, they were having a 50-year reunion at Fisk, I believe it was Fisk in Tennessee. I may have the college wrong, but it's a HBCU. And at that HBCU, you know what the one thing that was omnipresent? It's during that time, that 50-year class reunion, that was one of the last classes that had that unspoken rule in place that you had to be a certain skin tone in order to even be admitted. And there were a handful of exceptions, because I went around and I was being extra friendly, asking the handful of darker skinned older people that were there for that 50-year reunion. It was They were all people of color whose family had money, and darker skinned people whose family had money and status. And I even had a couple of those older people admit, oh yeah, I passed that light skin paper bag test was still real back then. 50 years from 2015.
Wow. Okay,
50
Stallion.
years.
Yeah,
So that's
that's
still that.
astonishing.
Let me lay my plane. The thing is that stuff is still here in the air in presence. It's your aunties, your cousins, your grandmamas, your co-workers, and the thing that they don't tell you is, the thing a lot of us darker people know too. I came up. I'm retired now, but I was in the corporate world. Is what we know is that white tea people had the tendency of always looking towards the lighter skin, going to the lighter skin person for the answers or to speak for everyone. And that has given a type of entitlement. There's a type of entitlement or even expectation from darker skinned people to expect the light skinned person to have the voice or speak up. Or it's the entitlement of the light skinned person that I should be heard. I'm the one you should listen to. No, my voice is more important. But as of today, as of now, I love it that these younger folks are breaking this shit down. And this is the backlash that we're seeing from a lot of lighter skinned people. I didn't know, or that's not colorism because I was beat up. And it's being broken down. That's the light skin lash that I'm talking about. Is they're having to come to terms that, yep, there was racism. We was all in it together. But within that racism, there was colorism, where was you exacting the same thing that you learned from YT people onto your darker brothers and sisters. And there I land my plane.
Ooh, thank you, sister. Stallion, let me hear from you.
Hey,
Stallion.
I was just sorry. I'm gonna drop back down because I'm still a little busy, but I had a gap. I just want to say that it's very disingenuous when a light-skinned Black people come up and want to say that they've gone through colorism. That is not, dear God. First of all, just unpack the fact that, like she said, I was going to bring that up about the brown paper bag test, but you guys also had blue vein societies and everything like that. And you guys were let into college to receive this very education before we were. And let's start at the fact that we weren't even, college was free before Black people were able to go ahead and get involved with education. It used to be free. They started putting dollars on education once we entered in receiving education. That's one thing y'all have to understand. And it's very disingenuous to have lighter-skinned Black people come up here and act like they were not also keeping us out of this education. It's absolutely ridiculous and disingenuous. Unpack your bullshit at the end of the day.
All right, sister. Thank you so much, Stallion. Cosmic, hey, how you doing? Let me hear
Hey,
from you.
Manny, thank you for letting me up on your panel. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can. Go ahead, sister.
Okay, so first thing
You guys will
first.
never experience colorism. Never. Ever, ever, ever. Get that shit out your head. You will never experience colorism. It's not possible. It's absolutely not possible. I don't know what word y'all want to come up with, but we're going to stop using that one. That's it.
Okay, we got to come up with another word then. Come up with another word. Yellow people. Go ahead, Cosmic.
So, first thing first, I love the show. I love the conversation today. However, I just want to say I have been on a number of different panels before, and some panels as a dark-skinned Black woman with features of a Black woman, I have experienced, I feel like, hatred. And because of that, I tend to stay in the comments. And when someone calls me out for whatever comment I might put out there and I come in the panel, they still try to silence me by saying some stuff in the comments like, oh, you see how fast you ran to the panel. Alex, I'm talking about you. The other day you said I was talking about you. I wasn't. Today I was talking about you because you came in this room with the narrative that
Proud of you for standing
you
on
don't
business
identify
finally.
with colors. Honey, I'm speaking. I don't interrupt people when they're speaking because I actually listen to people when they're talking. But what I'm going to say is that you started off the conversation like you don't identify with us coloreds and stuff like that. And I just thought that was very rude. And I don't know if you were trolling or not, but then you like spent the narrative giving off some factual information that I do appreciate you were saying, but I just don't like how you flip flop. I don't know if it's a game for you, but like I actually do care about the progression of the Black community, being that I am a part of it. And I just didn't appreciate how you did that. And yeah, I do feel like I have been silenced on this app quite a bit, and I don't appreciate that either. So thank you for letting me speak, Manny. I felt like I could at least be heard in this space, but yeah, like including you, Alex, you tried to silence me back then. I don't know if it was jealousy. I don't know what it was, but it was very irritating. I get what I said to Trina back then, but I also apologize to Trina because I didn't realize what I was saying was so inflammatory, and I realized that and I apologized immediately. But even before I made that statement to Trina, I was attacked. So I personally just think that some people need to just slow down, let the dialogue happen and not listen to respond, but listen to comprehend so we can actually have a conversation. And I'm just saying that within my own community, if people are invited into the community to talk about things, I think whoever's deciding to speak, there'll be more dialogue and more progressive dialogue if we allowed each other to speak, the space and the kindness to speak. And when you are saying to that lighter skinned Black woman, that she said unrelevant or non-relevant, whatever she said, and then you say irrelevant, it's the right way. And how did you expect us to educate them if we can't educate ourselves? Please don't limit us. We as Black people have educated ourselves quite a bit due to the setbacks and everything else. I just personally think that that was derogatory and limiting. And you're not the only educated Black person in this room. So that's what I have to say. And I really don't appreciate also being called a stalker because who am I stalking being that I'm in the spaces that you guys also go to? Like, I'm not allowed in the space because of what? Like, what am I stalking? It's confusing to me.
Thank you,
What can you
Cosmic.
teach me about the black culture? What can any of y'all teach me about the black culture?
Okay, go ahead, Poozy. Hold on, Marsha. Go ahead, Poozy.
Hey Manny, I just want to know where do us red bones fit in with you black people? Us red bones want to know what section we belong in. Are we black or not?
Go ahead, Drop Queen. Maybe you can answer for the Red Bones. Go ahead, Drop Queen.
They told me I wasn't red bone, so I just want to know if I'm still black. But nevertheless, I wanted to explain the definition because see, they've been conflating the definition of colorism, right?
Man,
Sometimes they
fuck what all
use
y'all talking about. Muhammad Ali was light skinned. Muhammad Ali was light skinned and he fought for niggas. Muhammad Ali was light skinned.
power to the people. Okay, so
One
colorism,
flower.
and I'm gonna read the Oxford Dictionary, states that it is discrimination, prejudice or discrimination against individuals who have a dark skin tone, especially among people of the same ethnic or racial background. They have been conflating racism and colorism. Racism is a system. Colorism is discrimination among the same ethnic group of people, right? So there's a difference. But sometimes we hear them talk, they start saying, oh, there's a system. And when I go to work, when you go into work, what's happening is racism, it's not colorism. Colorism applies to among the same group of people. Like they used to look at the child's ears to see if the child's will turn dark skin. That doesn't mean that something bad or negative went along with it, but that actually, let me go back a little bit. That came from during slavery. They wondered where their child would work. Would their child be in the field or would their child be in the home? That's where that concept of checking the child's ears. It doesn't mean that being darker skinned was bad. It meant parents worried about where their children would end up. That's what that was about. So I just want to know, be sure that when they're having this conversation, they don't conflate the two different things, because they definitely are two different ideologies that they're
So
putting together.
that's actually incorrect. Okay. I have the definition
I
here.
wasn't finished.
Nope.
I wasn't
You need
finished.
to, but you're
wasn't
giving out
finished.
false
You're being
information. You
very
should speed it
you're
up.
you're very
I'm aggressive.
being
I'm
very
dark. I get it. Can you speed it up, though,
aggressive. It has
please? We
nothing
get
to do
it.
with your dark skin. Maybe you just
Right,
have
I'm
a fucked
aggressive.
up attitude.
I didn't even
So
yell
would
at
you
you. I didn't
allow
even
me
yell
to
at you.
finish?
You should speed it up, though.
But you're interrupting me. You just corrected another woman for interrupting you and
It's
called her
something that you're very privy to. I'm just showing you you. The mirror is up
you don't
to
have
you.
to show me
You always
me.
interrupt. But you should
Ma'am,
speed
I
this up
haven't
because
been
you're
on a
giving incorrect
panel.
information.
I haven't been
You're
on a
giving
panel
incorrect
to
information.
interrupt.
So speed
Let's
this
talk
up,
about what
please.
I'm doing
Speed
now.
this
Let's
up and
talk
learn
about what I'm doing
definitions. You're
now.
wrong.
I don't have to learn a
You got
definition. I
6
just
kids
read
and
it. I just
you're
read it.
misinforming your 6 children. You should
Look,
inform yourself. You're doing a
I don't
poor
have to
job of
learn
this.
definition, and you're being
You
very
should though.
aggressive,
Isms is a
very
system.
insulting.
I
What
am
does my
aggressive.
children have to do with this? My children are very educated. I
You're a
have six
parent and you
children
can't
with six
educate your
degrees.
damn
I have
self.
6 children with